Hello, hello. We are live. We are live. What's good, people? Let's wait for a few people to join. Time is 8:22. I think, 15 minutes for you guys. I didn't put I was going live just to see if I don't announce it, would it just be me talking? Honestly, hopefully it's not just me, but hope everyone had a good day at work. I Did I have a good day at work? I guess my day was good. Well, work's not over, which is the most frustrating part, right? Work's not over, but I can't complain too much because, okay, just muted myself. But you also notice I have a new haircut. I've not had my hair this low for I think for the last 1 year, at least, I've not had my hair this low. And I've not had my hair this low. I've not had my beard this short. And obviously, I'm getting married in June. And I'm going to wear like a tuxedo or jacket and suit, whatever. So, like, you know what? I think a low trim looks nice in a tuxedo. But I don't know if I like myself in the low trim anymore. So, I got a haircut and I don't know. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. My barber is the Roots in East London. Very good barber, or very good barber shop. There's like 6 barbers in there, and they're all really good. It's the kind of barber shop where if my guy H is out of town, I can just go to the next guy, and I know for sure the trim will be good. So again, what do you guys think about the haircut? Comment down below if you like the new look or my old new look or not. Because in the mirror, I hate the way my face looks. I don't know. Obviously, when you have a lot of hair, your face is kind of like covered. But now I feel like my face is like just out there. Well, let me know if you like it or not in the comment and in the chat. Okay, gonna wait for a few more minutes and then we get started. I've realized in Canary Wharf, there's this new salad place. And I think the price of it is like £15 or £14 for a normal bowl with like rice, salad, chicken, and I think it's an extra £2.50 for like some more chicken, which I think is criminal in my opinion anyway. But today on the agenda, I have some quick personal finance talk to do with you guys. Just because I think it's obviously people go on about personal finance and some people try and overcomplicate it. If you're in the chat, let me know who's in the chat or who is live. What's your name? Where you watching from? What do you guys do? 2 people watching. I appreciate it. People try and overcomplicate personal finance because they want you to sort of buy their course or buy this ebook or whatever. And how I'm going to break it down to you guys, I'm going to say it's quite simple. But clearly, the hard part about finance is making the money. And also not trying to run into debt. But I'm going to try and break down how you should view your money and your accounts in quite simple ways. Just so you guys can kind of have a clear idea of how to try and structure your financial life if you'd like. You're watching from Brazil. What's good? What's good? I want to come Brazil so bad. I want to come Sao Paulo so bad. You have a desire to join IB. Okay, what are you studying? Like, are you university, college? Like, what are you studying? Let me know. Also, if you actually want like personal, like tailored advice, DM me on Instagram, emeka_odo_, and I will reply you with like actual personal tailored advice. And if you want more than that, book a consultation via the link or my Linktree link, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, let's talk about money because why not? We all love money. I love money. You love money. We want money to take girls out. Well, for me to take my wife out, for you to take some hoes out. Oops, I said hoes. My bad. For you to take some beautiful ladies out for you to buy a new camera, some new shoes. We all want money, but we all don't know how to structure our financial life. It's kind of always helter skelter. And for this example, I'm going to make some assumptions, and then I'll make that as I keep on talking. But obviously, at the most basic level, we all get paid income, right? And we all have cost, income and cost. How I want you to look at your financial life or structure your financial life is to try and see your finances in three main accounts: your current account, a savings account, and an investment account. And I'm also assuming you all work a 9 to 5 and you must pay into your pension. So I'm going to leave pensions out of it. Current account, savings account, and investment account. Now, the first step with your current account, I want you guys to more or less, I think if you have more than 2 bank accounts, you're really wasting your time. And it's actually not allowing you to keep on track of your cost. Not financial advice, but really think about it. Why do I have 5 bank accounts? Why do I have a Lloyds, Barclays, NatWest, HSBC account? Why do I have so many different bank accounts? Again, if there's no real reason why you have multiple bank accounts, then actually try and close the multiple ones, because I've found that when you have 1 or 2 accounts, you can actually be on track of your money. So that's the first step. Now, your current account, that's where your income comes in, and that's where you're going to pay your cost. A lot of times people are living in a sort of like, if you like, delusion, right? They know they kind of get paid $4,000 a month or $2,000 a month, but they have no idea what their costs are. Your current account should be structured where you know what your income is, and you know exactly every single cost coming into your account. You know your fixed cost and you know your variable cost. The first thing you should do with your current account is to review all your direct debits and standing orders. Review every single one of them. Every single one of them. Make sure you understand what each line item is. Because I'm telling you, some people are paying over £200 in cost for some random shit they subscribe to on Apple Music or on the iPhone. Because a lot of apps now will say you have 30 days to cancel your subscription. And a lot of people forget after 30 days. And people are racking up. They have probably like maybe 10 apps they're paying £15 for a month, and they have no idea. So you have to review your direct debits and standing orders. You just have to review it. And honestly, it's a one-time review that will take you a couple of hours, but make sure you can really identify what each line item is. Now, due to inflation, right? The value of your money would erode over time. Obviously, you get paid, for example, $3,000 a month. Your cost, fixed and variable costs are, let's say, $2,000. What you'll have left over is $1,000. Now, for that $1,000, obviously, because of inflation, that $1,000, you have it today. Today is the 11th. Is it the 11th? What's the day? Today's the 11th of Feb. You have $1,000 today, 11th of Feb. Inflation is around, 3.7% or whatever. Over time, that $1,000 you have now will not be worth that in the future. So that's why people save and invest their money, because they want the money to appreciate over inflation. So if, for example, rough example, you're able to invest your money and make 5%, or let's say you're able to invest your money and make 10% return, inflation is 2%, your rate of return is actually 8%. So that's why people invest, because they want the money to preserve its value and actually appreciate. Now, if you have 1 grand to invest over time, I always keep on mentioning this. Yo, 7 live viewers, let me know where you guys are watching from and what your names are. You're gonna join economics course. Yeah, that'll be good. I would say do economics, do finance, do computer science, do math. That'll be good. Yeah. Again, any real specific advice, let me know via Instagram and I will reply. But like I was saying, we've talked about your current account, right? How to optimize that. Close all the random bank accounts you have. You don't need 10 bank accounts. You don't need it. Close it. Like, completely close it. After paying your important fixed expenses, rent, water, council tax, all that jazz, before you start paying for Netflix, you need to actually send money via direct debit from your current account into your investment account. And now your investment account could be from any broker of your choice. It could be from Vanguard, Fidelity, Free Trade, Trading 212, Charles Schwab. I'm going to mention like 5 just so it doesn't look like I'm actually trying to recommend a specific one. And that's really the key. You invest before you pay any of your variable expenses. You have 1 grand left after paying your fixed expenses. You should invest at least half of that. So you're going to invest £500. So now, we know our current account is where we get paid our money, we pay our costs. The current account is linked with the investment account. And your current account is linked with your investment account. So 1 grand left, you're going to pay £500. You have £500 left. Mate, go to the Shard and blow it on some girl that doesn't like you. Why not? No, don't do that. That £500, straight away, like I mentioned before, you also have a third account. You have a savings account. And this savings account should be, if you can, a high interest savings account. Because the money you're investing in that account should be money put away for a rainy day. It should be an emergency fund. Hey, good question. Which one would you recommend for investing? Vanguard or Trading 212? Non-financial advice, and I can't give any recommendations. But when choosing your broker, the most important thing to consider is the reputation of the broker. How long has that broker been, if you like, in service, right? Let's check how long Vanguard has been in existence. Vanguard UK, how long operating? Vanguard in the UK has been operating since 2009. Okay. Trading 212. How long operating? Trading 212 UK. Trading 212 has been operating since 2004, but I definitely know this is probably not entirely correct, but I definitely know that most people started talking about Trading 212 and the last, like, more or less since COVID, right? That's when most people talked about Trading 212. So look at the broker's reputation. Look at, are they insured under, so obviously if you're based in the UK, are they insured under the Financial Services Compensation Scheme? More or less, your money in your investment account is insured up to, I think it's 85 grand. So you want to make sure your broker has that has that sort of, what's the word for it? What's the word? You have to just make sure your broker is regulated by the FCA, more or less, right? So you're insured up to 85k. Also look online and see, are you able to withdraw your money and invest easily? Are there usually operational issues with the broker? Does the broker go down randomly? Does the app work all the time? Has people's money ever been locked up for no reason? Also, you have to consider, what instruments do you want to invest in? For example, Vanguard in the UK, you can only invest in index funds and ETFs. You can't do individual stocks on Vanguard. If for you that's a deal breaker, then obviously you can't use Vanguard. Trading 212, you can invest in everything. I think ETFs, index funds, stocks, probably crypto, whatever, right? It's open season on Trading 212. Now, if you want to compare like for like, what you need to assess, let's assume both Vanguard and Trading 212 are perfect platforms. Operationally, they're good reputation. What is now the deciding factor? The deciding factor is the cost to invest. The cost to invest is the deciding factor. How much does it cost me to invest £1,000 of an S&P 500 index fund? What are the fees attached to that? Vanguard is known as a low-cost platform. Trading 212 is known as a zero commission whatever platform. So look at the fees to invest. Because a lot of time, what kills a lot of people's returns is the fees. Because if your return is 10% and your fees are 2%, very crude example, your return is actually 8%. Versus your return is 10%, your fees are 0.5%. Your return is 9.5%. Look at the fees to invest. Look at the fees to have that platform if you like have an account on that platform. Because I think Vanguard, you now pay a quarterly fee or half yearly fee as well. So more or less, I might do a video on this if people are interested. If you're interested in that video comparing different investment platforms, comment down in the comments Vanguard and I'll do a video comparing all the investment platforms. Hopefully that kind of answered your question. Hopefully. Would I recommend Revolut as a broker? I know definitely you can. Obviously, Revolut is a fintech bank app, and you can invest via Revolut. I do have a Revolut account, but I have it because it works when I go to Nigeria, more or less. I don't really keep any money inside. But again, for Revolut, is it insured by the FCA? Okay, so as you can see here, very important. And let me share my screen so you guys don't think I'm just talking shit, right? If you read this, right, it says here, Revolut accounts are not, let me highlight, Revolut accounts are not covered by the 85k FSCS deposit insurance. So Revolut is not insured by the FCA. So when your money there is at risk, obviously they are saying that Revolut is more or less saying that customer funds are more or less safeguarded in partner banks in case Revolut fails. But again, very important to check. Is the bank or the app you're using insured by the FCA? Is it under the deposit scheme? The deposit insurance scheme. Very, very important because no bank is too big to fail. Not saying Revolut is going to fail, but no bank is too big to fail. So again, make sure the bank you're using is actually insured. Because obviously I'm not saying most people have 85 grand, but even if it's your 5 grand, it's your 1 grand, it's your effing £500, you work for that money. So obviously you want to keep it. You obviously want to keep it. So yeah, I was sidetracked, which is the funny part about lives, right? I was sidetracked. Let me close this tab. I was sidetracked. So I was saying, obviously, current account, income, cost, investment account, you're making your investments, and I'll talk about investments in a few minutes. And you have a savings account where you're saving money for a rainy day. Obviously, the goal should be in your savings account or emergency savings is to have enough roughly for 6 months of living and food, which are your more or less your essentials, right? So you want to have 6 months of rent in that account and 6 months of feeding. If you're me, 6 months of feeding is a lot of money because I'm a fat pig. But that's basically how you want to structure your accounts. Current, investment, savings. Now, let's talk about savings. Actually, my wife's calling me. Hello? From Freeport. Okay, I'm on live, so you're on live. Yeah. Okay. Okay, no worries. Bye. Okay, sorry, it was interrupted. Let's talk about investment account, right? So investment account is obviously, and I'm happy you asked that question about um what broker, how to invest, all that stuff, right? So let's assume you have 1 grand to invest. You have to choose your broker. I've gone over how you go about choosing your broker. You need to look at, it's not as simple as just picking one randomly. Now I get it, people promote free trade, trading 212, all that's fine, right? I'm not saying any of them are bad because I've not looked into them. But you have to pick a broker based on its reputation, based on if it's insured under the deposit scheme we've talked about, based on the fees the broker charges. Very, very important. Like extremely important. Now, how to invest or what do you invest in? And this is where a lot of people go wrong. I've worked in finance for 4 years now. I studied finance undergrad. I did my master's in finance. I've done internships in finance. If investing was super simple, my life would be so much different, and people working in finance, their lives would be so much different. Investing is hard. It's no joke when people say your capital is a risk, your investments can go to zero. And they legit can go to zero. Now, if you want to invest, for most people, being honest, you do not have the financial knowledge to actually pick stocks. Bear that in mind, right? You picking Tesla or you picking, I don't know, Nike to invest in or picking Apple stock or Google stocks. There's no way you've done any real analysis. You've just picked it because your friend said so or you think it's a good company, right? Which is completely fine. All in all, the stock market does go up over time. But for most people, again, I'm not even going to say this is my advice. This is the advice of my friend John C. Bogle. And I'll actually show you guys the exact quote. And John C. Bogle, who wrote he's one of this famous investor. He wrote this book, The Common Sense. This book is a very good book. The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. It's a very good book. And I would recommend everyone read that book because it will give you guys a good perspective on how to invest. And the biggest advice from the Little Book of Common Sense Investing is most people, you watching this probably, he says invest in a low-cost broad market index fund as a long-term strategy. You cannot beat the market. You watching this, you can't beat the market. You can't time the market. You can't do any of that. Forex, you can't do it. Don't waste your time. Forex is a scam. You guys should put this in perspective. People have hedge funds, trading floors on banks, solo traders. These people have PhD in math, finance. They're 10 times smarter than your dumb ass. They literally look at markets day in, day out. They have PhDs, masters. They've dedicated their life to finance and they still can't beat the market or time the market? What makes you think you in your fucking flat in South London can beat the market? Don't just completely stop. You can't beat the market. You cannot beat the market. Banks invest so much technology just to be able to try and predict the market. And you with your fucking degree in classical music thinks you can beat the market. You can't beat the market. You can't, don't waste your time. If you are picking stocks, you watching this, if you pick any stock, you're picking it because you are gambling. You're investing without any real knowledge. I'm telling you this right now. You're just gambling on the stock. And yes, it might go up or it might go to zero. Case in point, I will show you guys this example. So it's actually very clear, right? Again, let's go to my famous. This is Snapchat. I know everyone knows Snap, the stock, or Snapchat, the app, where in the past, obviously, you record yourself, the video goes once you view it, and people are using it to send, you know what I mean. So Snapchat, obviously, the stock is called Snap, right? I think Snap IPO'd probably in 2017, 2018. And let's look at the stock price. Let me enlarge this a bit. Let's look at the stock price of Snap, right? We can see here, in the last 5 years, it's returned negative 76% in the last 5 years. So if you invested in Snap, for example, let's say at a peak right here, because everyone said invest in Snap, you invested when it was 74 USD, now is 5 USD. Like more or less, your money is gone, right? And I'm using Snap because this is an app that everyone uses. This is an app where people have said, oh yeah, invest in Snap, it's going to go to the moon. You're literally gambling because there was no way you have done any sort of market analysis to know that this is a good stock to invest in. So stop deceiving yourself. And stop wasting your own time. Please just stop. Read books on investing. Every single book on investing recommends the same effing thing. The same thing, every single book on investing, they all recommend the same shit. And if I'm lying, let's type in Google AI. What do most books on investing recommend for long-term investing? Again, this is AI overview, right? I didn't make this shit up. Most reputable investing books recommend a long-term approach focused on low-cost, diversified index fund investing, holding assets for many years to maximize compound growth. That's not me. That's Google AI. It's not me. That is what most people ought to be doing because you don't have the knowledge to beat the market. Now, this is what I'm going to say as a caveat. I listened to a podcast called the Macro Hive Podcast by Bilal Hafiz. And this was back in, I still listen to podcasts here and there now, but I listened to a lot back in 2021, 2020 when I was applying for jobs. He had a guest on, I don't remember the guest, but I think he was a hedge fund trader. And he basically said, no asset is too risky to invest in. What matters is how much you allocate to that asset. If you have £100 to invest, based on Google AI, it's saying for most people, you should try and invest in a low-cost index fund. Now, there's nothing wrong per se in gambling. Gambling is legal. You can go to a casino or your high street and gamble. And also in the stock market, you want to gamble, so be it. But use your common sense and don't put all your money in a random stock your friend told you to invest in because you will lose your money. If you want to go into crypto, does it make sense to put all your available income in crypto? I don't know. You let me know what you think, right? So that was my tidbit on investing. Obviously, I can more or less do a lecture on this if I wanted to, but I will not. Let me know if you guys are following in the chat, if it makes sense. Any questions, I'll answer. Sending super chats if you're feeling funky. What day is 11th of February, so you guys should not be too broke by now. Any questions? Let me know. Let me know. I've done 30 minutes already. These go by very quick. Also because I talk a lot. So why am I really surprised? I really don't have much else to talk about. So give me some questions, or we could just end the live right here. Obviously the plan. Oh, actually no. Before that, you'd have seen I posted the traditional wedding vlog on Saturday. No, it was on Sunday night. So go like, share, and comment on my latest vlog. That vlog it did not take me long to edit, but I wanted the vlog to be in a certain way, and I'm hoping that came across. But man, that was December 27th, and it's already like Feb, right? Oh, it's Valentine. Do you guys have any Valentine plans in the chat? Are you guys single, married, engaged, searching, hoeing? What are you guys doing in the chat? What's everyone's status? Let me know. Are you guys searching, hoeing, married? Let me know. If no one lets me know in like 2 minutes or a minute, I'll end live and I can head back to work or continue working from my desk. Okay, 7 watching. Everyone quiet. Okay, that was fun. I'll speak to you guys again next week. I will aim to drop a YouTube video, or vlog post wedding. I'll aim to drop a post wedding day vlog sometime on Friday or Saturday. So expect that. I'll also be dropping dating question. Go ahead. Oh, this is a lot of suspense. Like, what's his question? What's his question going to be? How did you decide what ring to buy? Oh, okay. Let me come closer so you can hear me properly for this question. Oh yeah. Okay. What ring to buy? So once you actually decide that, okay, I'm going to marry this girl, and once she kind of decides that, okay, you know what, I just want to marry this guy, you guys who have this random day in London where you guys just go to look at rings, right? This is probably when you guys are like maybe 6 months or a year into dating, right? Girls always say, oh, let's go look at rings and Selfridges, like, let's see what's there. So when you guys go to look for rings, the day you guys jokingly go and do it, you bring out your phone and watch her as she's trying on rings. And the one she says she likes, you take a picture of it. And you listen to the shop person say, yeah, this is a halo, green cut, emerald, diamond, blah, blah, blah. Very important, make sure you get the ring size as well. And I literally like took a picture of the ring that my wife liked at the time and took a note of all the ring stuff. And in fact, which is why I don't BS you guys, I'll literally read it out from my notes. So I have in Notion, I have notes on everyone in my life because I'm a weirdo. And now I can't find it. Oh yeah, I can find it. So literally in my Notion, I have somewhere called ring, like a folder called Kessler, my wife's name. And I have a folder called ring. And literally says cushion cut, emerald cut, halo on the ring, and green, yellow. So I literally like made notes of all the stuff she said she liked. And for rings, Obviously, you can then, what I did personally was I found a shop where you could more or less design the ring online. Obviously, you don't want to send to her to check, hey, do you like this ring? Or actually, let me take a step back. When you're ready to propose or feel like you want to take that step, obviously design the ring online or go to the shop. If you can, have what you think she'd like confirmed by someone else in her family close to her. So when I kind of designed the ring, I sent it to her sister to be like, hey, you think um, your sister will like this? And she said yes. So then I knew the ring was what she'd like. So when I did propose, she loved the ring. But that's the best way to do it. When you go for your play, ring, shopping date, whatever, take notes. When you're ready to actually propose, send the ring you think she'd like to someone in her family close to her. It could be her mom, it could be her sister, it could be her best friend, cousin, whatever. Get the confirmation and then go ahead and actually buy that ring, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. And would you ever work abroad? Yes, I would. I am down to work anywhere if the money makes sense. Honestly, like I'm not. If the money makes sense, I'm down. Qatar, Dubai, Saudi, different part of Europe. If as long as I can pay my mortgage here and rent wherever I'm going, and still have money to invest, I'm down. Like, if you have a job for me, let me know. Joking, of course. Um, but yeah, I'm willing to relocate within my company, of course, to a different. Like, I'm always down to um work abroad. Like, who isn't, right? But yeah, gonna end the stream now. Any questions you have outstanding, send to me on Instagram, emekaodo underscore, or on TikTok, or in my email, or book a call with my link tree. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'll speak to you guys next week